Hello everybody, this is Lauren of Plan Mosh Plan. Welcome back to another plan with me. This week's a little bit different if you're new. If you've been with me for a while, you may have seen a plan with me like this before. I do them every once in a while, but this is my Plum Paper Planner, which is my functional planner. So you're probably subscribed to me because you've seen all of my decorative memory planning spreads in this planner that shall not be named, but I actually do a lot of functional planning too, even more so than my memory planning. I functionally plan every week, every day in my Plum Paper Planner. I have for years and years and years. I keep up with it every single week, every single day, and it's super important to me. It's how I function. I don't really show it on here very often because it's not very pretty. I literally only use a pen, the same one that I use in my other planner, and highlighters, and that's pretty much it. So I've got a couple requests to do more videos like this recently, and I haven't done one just because with everything, with the COVID situation, with a bunch of plans being canceled and all that, I haven't had a lot of really interesting stuff or complex weeks that I need to like sit down and plan, because generally what I do, like you see, is I'll, as stuff comes up in my life, I put it into my planner, and then also I tend to sit down on Monday mornings and fill in a lot of the, just stuff and look at my week. But because there hasn't been a whole lot going on as far as plans go, it hasn't seemed like enough to merit a video. But this is a really complicated week, and for that reason, I thought I'd sit down and actually do a plan with me. So a couple things are happening this week. I was supposed to move today, but I actually there was a problem with the apartment we're moving into. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. I'm moving. We're getting a bigger place because I don't foresee going back to the office full time anytime soon, so we need a second bedroom. So that's where we're going. But that actually got pushed to next week, which I need to put in there. And then my brother-in-law and my soon-to-be sister-in-law are actually getting married this week. So I have a lot of kind of moving parts that I need to figure out. Actually, we'll show you. So Plum Paper Planner, if you're unfamiliar with the Plum Paper Planner, this is the vertical ME version. And something that's true with all Plum Paper Planners is, like this week where you have the end of July and the start of August, they put it in both August and July, so you get 2 of that week, which has always really annoyed me, and I don't like it. However, this week pre-planned looked like this, and I had all this stuff scribbled in it, and then COVID happened. I was supposed to, not only were Steven's brother and my future sister-in-law getting married on Friday, we were supposed to fly to Idaho to be in their wedding. Steven is the best man in that wedding, and then one of his best friends is also was supposed to get married on Saturday in Oregon. So we were gonna fly from Idaho to go to the wedding on Friday, and then early morning fly to Oregon from Idaho, and then Steven was going to be in that wedding that night too. So that was going to be crazy. So I have all these flights marked in here. Our summer planner collab was also originally going to go this weekend, so I had all of these like directions written for myself in here, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to start fresh in this week instead. Normally I just choose whichever one has the most not great out dates. Anyways, okay, so let's jump into it. That was quite a very long intro. I apologize. Alright, so I guess before I actually do fully jump into it, I'm going to talk a little bit about the tools that I use. This is the Uniball Signo DX in 0.38. I have these linked in my Amazon store down below. This is the pen I use no matter what, in my Plum Paper Planner, and my other planner. This is my favorite pen. It's pretty much the only one I use. And then these are mild liners. This is what I've been using. They're really pretty, and I use a couple colors to color coordinate here. So what I do first though, before I kind of get into any of that, is it's sectioned out. It has 6 sections. It used to have 7, and I'm actually still devastated that they took away one of my sections. So I write the sections in first. So the bottom I leave for tracking and anything kind of random, just notes, a lot of times stuff that I want to put into my memory plan. I used to have 2 separate sections for social stuff and appointments. However, with COVID, that's less and less necessary. So those got combined into one. And by appointments, it's really just anything that's timed. That's not like a social event or like a meeting of some sort. So workout classes, this is a move out inspection, all that kind of stuff. Then I give myself 2 sections of to-dos that are just like a place for me to write to-do lists for the day. And then work is just for meetings. I have a whole nother planner for my work and a bunch of tools that I use like on the computer and stuff. And then this section up here is today, which is just stuff, you know, like new lease begins, PTO, day off, someone's birthday, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do first and foremost. And then I'm gonna do it on the other side here. Sometimes I wait, it kind of depends. If I'm on a week like this week where I am going to have to be flipping back and forth a lot between each side to like figure out exactly what's going on. Sorry, sirens came. I was just saying I'm gonna have to be flipping back and forth to figure out what's going on as I'm planning. So I'll need to be able to see the sections here, even though I have them memorized because they've been the same for me for years. But yeah, so I just finished writing those there. Okay, I also have this to-do section. I haven't been great about it recently, honestly, because there's a lot of tasks that have been carrying over. This is where I put tasks that don't have like a specific you have to do it on a certain day kind of thing. Just overall tasks I know that I need to get done. And I've had a lot of tasks that have been like going from week to week to month, and it's starting to depress me. So I haven't really been using it. I've been kind of ignoring that. But anyways, okay. So I did write out, this is another Plum Paper Planner. I actually got this one recently to use for work, so it's a different layout. My work planner is also a Plum Paper Planner. This is confusing. I had a 2020 work planner, which I left in the office in March, and I don't think I'm ever going to see again, or at least for a long time. So I decided to bite the bullet and just buy another one. This is a weekly version, which I think is really cool because I like the idea of being able to write the majority of my tasks here and then small specific things that are have to happen on certain days here. So, but having these be able to kind of carry throughout the whole week. Anyways, I don't know how I would film a plan with me on this work planner just because my work tasks I don't obviously want to put on the internet. So that's a little tricky, but let me know if you have any ideas about that. Anyways, what I did in the notes section, because you can also customize in Plum Papers, you can customize like additional sections that you get. So I always add a bunch of note pages, like line pages to the back. And then I also really like this to-do list section, which just breaks up, you know, like little lists of 4. And I really like it for organizing my thoughts. This is how I write all my grocery lists. I'll write like produce and then like dairy and meat and then like snacks and like frozen stuff or whatever. I'll break it up like that. Anyways, sidebar. What I did for this week was I wrote down different tasks depending on whether they were work tasks, kind of like moving tasks, stuff that's specific to the wedding, and then just kind of other tasks. So I'm going to be kind of, now that I have them all organized out by groups, I'm going to be going off of this and putting it in by the day here. And then I also have I'm going to be checking my Outlook calendar for work to kind of see what's going on there, as well as also checking my future sister-in-law sent over like a Google Doc of stuff for the wedding for like certain timing for stuff like that. So I'm going to be looking through all of those different things and then trying to translate it down here. So okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about my highlighters. So I use like rainbow colors, and I am going to pull them out here. So and I think I will actually use all of the different colors this week. Wait, this is the wrong one. it's this teal color. So pink I use for anything important, basically anything that I want to stand out in my lease, I was reading lease. Anything that I want to stand out that doesn't get covered by any of these other colors. Orange is what I call coming and going, which means anytime someone is somewhere that they're not supposed to be. So PTO, days off, travel, all that kind of stuff gets marked in orange. Yellow is to highlight appointment times like this one, or class times, or anything time that's not a social or work event. Green I use just to highlight time. So anytime there's like a 9 a.m., a 4 p.m., 9 to 10 a.m., that always gets highlighted in green no matter what category it falls under. This color, this kind of purple color, honestly, I have literally just been using to highlight to mark week 20 of work from home, or any kind of COVID specific stuff, which is kind of funny. I never used this color before, but I like to have like a COVID, if like my shelter in place gets extended or any kind of information like that comes out, I've been using this. There's not anything so far yet this week, but so I'm gonna put that one away. And then purple is what I use to mark events. I pulled it out. Obviously I already marked the wedding. I don't know if there's like a formal rehearsal dinner or not. If there is, I'll use it. If there's not, I won't. It's only to mark like really, really kind of big events, nothing just minor. Okay, so let's get started on Monday. So like I said, there was some, there was like a leak situation. So they actually pushed our lease out, which is totally fine. No worries there. We saved some money for not overlapping as much. And then meetings wise on Monday is what I mark next. So let me find those. Okay, so I just had this daily check and another. All right, and then once that dries, I do like to give it a second to kind of dry. I'm gonna show you what happens if I don't. It smears. So, and then I go like this over here to get all that color off, because literally this is not me trying to be pretty, it's totally just functional. So I'm gonna give that a second before I highlight it. And then what I do need to do is sign the addendum to our lease. There were some tasks involving different things for the lease that I need to do. That was in this email, so I need to check that. I need to order some moving supplies. I already have mostly picked out on Amazon. We got some at Target already. And I need to schedule movers. I got some quotes already, so I just need to go through all of those. And then I'm gonna make pasta tonight. Okay. That I think is it for now. Again, I'm gonna deal with this to-do section later. I don't know what I'm doing just yet. Okay, so Tuesday I have like a crazy busy meeting day. So I am going to fill those out really quickly. Okay, I actually had one meeting canceled, and I still might have a 3 p.m. in here, so it's not as bad as I thought. But I was anticipating having 6 meetings, but it may only be 4, which let's keep our fingers crossed for that. Okay, and then I'm also, gonna mark this too. Film, on paper. Okay, so then for to-dos, I still do have to edit a EC plan with me. And then I also need to try and like schedule some packing help, so I need to look into that. And then I also have a Core Power yoga class that my work is offering, a virtual one. So I'm gonna do that too. Okay, so far for highlighting, I don't highlight any to-dos unless there's something really important, which actually, you know what, signing the lease is something that absolutely needs to happen on time. So I will highlight that in pink like that, and then back down to this anything timed, like a class like this. Again, I'm going to highlight in yellow. It does bleed, so it doesn't really bother me, again, because I'm totally fine scribbling the black ink out there, but if that bothers you, I understand. Okay, so I'm actually not going to take PTO this day. I thought that I would originally because we were possibly talking about driving this day, but we're not going to, so that's fine. I do have a event for work, which is fun. So it's National Lipstick Day, which is fun. So we have an event that's like a, you know, a virtual kind of Zoom event to celebrate that at work, that Urban Decay is putting on. So that's really fun. So I'm gonna do that again. I'll highlight all of that once that dries in a second. I don't think I have any meetings on Wednesday because, I mean, something might come up, but I planned to not have any meetings, so because I was gonna be off this day, so that's nice. It'll be a nice day to kind of catch up on work. Hopefully not too many things pop up. Okay, and then the other thing is he decided to keep it as time off on his calendar, so he's gonna start packing, which like I said, we have some moving supplies, but I think if I order the Amazon moving supplies today, they'll get here by Wednesday too. So I'm just gonna mark start packing, just kind of stuff that we don't need just yet, or we're not gonna need from now until the time we move. So Steven's gonna get us start, I guess I'm gonna say our apartment, but then I will also need to pack for my trip because we're gonna leave early. So that's good to know. And then, okay, so here's what I have at the bottom of this list here, which is funny. So I have to whiten my teeth, which I need to start doing. I want a tan, fake tan. I need to give myself a pedicure, which unfortunately I can't do. And I also need to figure out my hair schedule. And this sounds so silly, but like when you have all these things that you're gonna do with, like, they affect each other, you know, especially, so you gotta figure out, like, you have to shave before you do your fake tan, otherwise you're gonna shave off your fake tan. And you also probably want to do your pedicure before you do your fake tan, or else you might scrub some of that fake tan off of your toes. But then you also want to make sure that you are washing your hair to do your hair after your fake tan, because you don't want your wet hair dripping down on your fake tan to do that. But if I wash my hair, I want to make sure I have at least a day in between washing my hair and like blowing, you know, straightening and then curling my hair for the wedding. So it sounds silly to like I don't know, write all of this stuff down and plan out the schedule, but for me it's like something that you have to think about, because I don't know, like normally if I was doing this and not COVID times, I'd be getting a wax, I would be going to a nail salon to get my pedicure done, and I would be going to a blow dry bar to get my hair done, and I'd still have to think about these things and schedule them out in order. But it sounds silly to write like do your hair in your planner, but you kind of have to, when you've got this much going on, you kind of have to think about it, you know. So I'm gonna write actually teeth whiten down here, because that's something that I will want to do, sorry if you can't see, every day. So I consider that like a tracking thing, something that I'll track rather than like a to-do task, if that makes sense. And then, so that goes down here. And then I do want to wear my retainers too. So I'll whiten my teeth before bed, and then I switch out for the retainers. My teeth move like ever so slightly, but if I wear my retainers for like a week, they tend to get pretty straight again. Okay. Actually, it's just one retainer. I don't know why I was right, like I have two. Okay, so that all being said, I think that on Wednesday is the day to what? I think Wednesday is the day for the pedicure. And then probably but then see, if I wash my hair, it might be, normally what I would do is I think I would get a blowout on Thursday if I was going to a wedding on Friday. Well, I'd either just get a blowout for the wedding or I'd get a blowout on Thursday, because then I could just like touch it up for the wedding, which it'll look good, like probably even better the second day. However, because I can't get a blowout because salons are all closed in California, which sucks, I will want to wear my hair like and make it look good on this day, which means I'll want to wear it curly, because I won't really have time to straighten it like once we get here on Thursday. Maybe I should write that out. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to figure out what Thursday is going to look like to see what my time restraints are, because I'm not really going to want to spend like hours doing my hair on Thursday when we get there, and it's going to be like social, or the family's going to be there, whatever, you know. So we're staying like in an Airbnb with Steven's parents and brother and sister-in-law. So okay, I'm gonna pull up my Google Doc here and figure this out. I'll be right back. Okay, so Thursday, we can check into the Airbnb at 4. We're gonna have to, so we're going to San Diego is where the wedding is going to be now, no longer in Idaho. And when I say wedding, it's really they're eloping and it's just our immediate families. I don't know if I said that, but I do not want to give anyone the impression that I am going to an event with, you know, 20 people or 100 people or something. It's just immediate family. And they're going to do another wedding later. Anyways, like the full thing, you know. I think a lot of people are doing that, but so we can check in at 4 p.m. and then dinner so welcome dinner is at 5:30. So I definitely won't have time to do my hair for that. So I think what I might do is actually just I might pedicure, and I think I'm gonna pedicure and fake tan here on Wednesday. Wear my hair curly, but I won't put a lot of product in it. I just got a keratin, so I should be able to get away with that. And then, so I'll wear it natural this day, and then I will probably do another layer of fake tan, depending on how dark I am. And then I will blow dry. So I'll wash my hair this morning. Oh yeah, and this is PTO. This is, I'm sorry, I know this looks like scribble. It's not pretty, but this is just how, this is how I roll. So I'll wash my hair and I'll wash the fake tan off on Thursday morning. and then I'll fake tan again this night if I need it. And then I will straighten and curl hair. She offered if I wanted, well, originally we were all supposed to go to a dry bar together to get our hair done, and I was so on board for that. We were going to do that on Friday with the bride and her mom and her sisters and our mother-in-law, but dry bar isn't open anymore. So they're actually having someone come to the house, but I elected not to do that, and I'm nervous. I have not done my own hair from start to finish in years. I am such a big fan of like dry bar or just blow dry bars in general. It is so worth it to me because it takes me hours, and like I would so much rather just pay for my time to get it done in a half hour like that, you know, and not waste my time. Okay, so let's look back here and just see what I have. So we need to, sorry, again, I apologize if this is hard to follow. This is just genuinely how my brain works and how I have to like plan out weeks like this that are complex to me. It's just a lot of like jumping back and forth. So I'm gonna do this, National Lipstick Day. I'm already excited to mark that in my decorative planner with a cute lipstick sticker. I think this is fine. I mean, there's other stuff like once we when I'm packing, I will then create a whole separate, I'll have a whole new sheet of this where I like write down things that I need to pack from my bedroom, things I need to pack from my bathroom, things like electronics and random things I need to pack, and then things around the house that I need to do, like, you know, making sure the trash is all out and the plants are watered and their dishwasher is clean and all that. So that'll be a whole separate process. So I think that like this is high level. This is probably good for now. The other thing that I need to figure out, and I don't think I will be able to do it Monday, I think I'm needing to figure out dress, shoes, and like Spanx, TBH, to just figure out what I'm wearing. So I'll need to, if I need to like, you know, steam it or use a fabric shaver or anything like that, like clean any of my shoes, I'll need to figure that out. So okay, so that let's see, this all needs to, this is coming and going, so all of this stuff gets highlighted in orange like that, and then scribble out the excess. Wow, I wrote checking instead of check-in. Check-in at 4 p.m. so that is a time. I'm debating on whether to do, so welcome dinner versus like, you know, I know if this was their actual wedding, it would be the rehearsal dinner, which would be a purple event. So you know what, brother-in-law only gets married once. Well, knock on wood, you know. But I'm gonna count that as an event, and I'm gonna mark that in my purple event color. Okay, so on to Friday. So we have the wedding, obviously. I'm looking at her schedule here and it says getting ready photos details. So I think that's for her. I don't think that's anything I would be a part of. Chef Josh arrives. Ceremony is at 6 p.m. sounds like. And then probably gonna want to paint my nails this day too. And then I'm sure there'll be like, you know, brunch and hanging by the pool for the majority of the day, and I'm sure there'll be fun stuff that comes up on Friday. But I'm not gonna put any of that in just yet, obviously. It says though, something I do need to do, and I'm just putting it in the work section since obviously I'm not working, but I am, like, this is important. So 5:15 is when we drive to the venue, which I'm just gonna call that for now. And then The only other thing that I'm gonna mark is that photos are after. So they're at 7, it says, or 6:20. But I'm just gonna mark that they're just directly after the ceremony, just so I know that I don't have to be like ready. You know, sometimes family photos are before. Kind of depends on the couple, so I'm just so I know that I don't have to be ready before then. And then yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave the rest of that day open to whatever, fill in as things happen. You know, I'm sure we'll go get coffee or what, like I'm sure stuff will happen. And then as for Saturday, nothing really. It just says barbecue and pool at the Airbnb. So this is what I do when I like have an event or something that I know that I'm doing. Like it kind of depends. A lot of times I'll just write, like if I know I'm going boating one day or something like that, or wine tasting or something, I'll put it up here up top, and then I'll like fill in the rest of the details later down here. Like I'm actually surprised that I did this up here. A lot of times I would move that down here, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So that's that. And then on Sunday we are going to drive home, and I will mark that in orange. And then the other thing I'm going to do up here is just, sorry again, I know that this probably looks like a mess, but I'm going to write a line up here. I have this August begins that's kind of in the way, but I always do that so that I can remember to write it in my I wrote San Diego wrong in my memory planner, but I am just going to mark 2 that we're in San Diego for this whole time. Okay, cool. And then what else needs to happen? Like that. What else was I gonna write on Sunday? I can't remember. I also need to, this is no longer a moving day. Well, I need to figure that out. Anyways, okay. So I think that is it for right now. I know that it looks a little bit like a mess, but it all makes sense to me, and as the week goes on, a lot more of this will get filled in. And then just for it to come full circle, if you do watch my memory plan with me videos, I always have this open next to me, and this is what I reference. I'll also write things in that come up, even if they're not like stuff I plan for. I'll write them in down here, tracking or wherever they belong, just so then I can put them into my memory planner. I just kind of pick out, like I don't necessarily write down every single thing that I accomplish on my to-do list or something, but I'll just pick out stuff to write in that way. And yeah, I think that that's everything for today. If you're interested in more functional plan with me's, definitely let me know. I'm totally open to doing them on weeks like this where I feel like I have enough to plan for it to be worth your time. And also let me know if you're interested in seeing a plan with me in this kind of like horizontal planner for work. I could probably figure out like some mock way to like show you how I'm planning on using this. I've just kind of started, so I'm still figuring out the kinks, but yeah, that's pretty much it for functional planning. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And once again, everything that I can link from Amazon, like the highlighters and the pens, will be linked in my Amazon store down below. But other than that, thanks so much for watching. Bye!